Let's begin with the drum sheet.
That's the thing, like everybody should be able to experience something like this, right? You understand that this kind of thing exists, it changes your mindset, you know? Or even you see this, it's like, wait a minute, I want to be able to do this. Like, strive for more. Thank you, Mr. Gates.
Let's begin with the drum sheet.
Hello everyone, my name is Vinson. I want to welcome you guys first to the Kingdom. This is the newest show on the Cardone Network. It's going to be about a lot of great things. It's going to be about real estate development. It's going to be about venture capital. It's going to be about doing some exciting things just in the world, living the ultimate 10X lifestyle. You get to see me chasing deals from a real estate perspective, from a venture capital perspective, and along the way, you get to see a lot of the wild and crazy life that I am Vinson live. I want you guys to stay tuned to every single week of the Kingdom on the Cardone Network, and I'll see you guys every week right here.
Je m'appelle Vinson. Oui. Hop. Oui, this is my fiancée. Oui. Cash flow is king. Cash flow is everything. Now entering the kingdom in 3, 2, 1, enter. You shall be my guest, oui? Selfie. And pause. Selfie. Je m'appelle Vinson. Real estate is my sport. Oui. I shall teach you many things. Wealth creation, passive investing, venture capital, FINTECH, lots of FINTECH. Finance meets technology. Crowdfunding, private funding, all types of funding, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, here at Kingdom Farm Key West. Mi casa e su casa now.
Welcome you guys back to another episode. My name is Vinson, and I have a special guest with me. I'll let him introduce himself.
I'm John Swadvik.
All right. And we are sitting here at a magical place that I think you've got a chance to see a little bit about. A place that's really fun to my heart. What's somewhat of a mythical adventure, and it's been a mythical adventure to a lot of you guys out there, a lot of my audience. So instead of still in the limelight or playing to be an expert of this place, I actually want someone to explain to you that's been here from the start a little bit about the magical place that we're sitting today. So I'll actually hand it over to John.
Yes, we bought a ugly big house on 4 acres about 9 years ago, and we took 2 years to remodel it and made it into a magical place. It has secret rooms, theme rooms, fountains, secret gardens, tennis court, basketball court, beautiful grounds. When people come here, they say, wow.
Yeah.
And we designed each room. We spend a lot of time just looking at each room and designing it to make it really pretty. My wife's very good at interior decorating.
Right. You said about 9 rooms?
Nine bedrooms here.
Right.
7 baths. It's over 8,000 square feet.
Right.
And I think there's over a dozen fountains here. And
right. You can almost hear them now. They're calming.
Yes. And it has a secret sunset room because I built a secret sunset room for my wife. It has a secret door that goes up to the stairs to the secret sunset room.
Right.
Yeah, the idea was, since she loves secrets, she likes sunsets. When you're on the ground floor and the sun goes below the trees, you don't see the sun anymore. But if you go to the secret sunset room, you got 10 more minutes of sunset. So she really liked that.
Right, okay. And I don't mind telling you guys that I have the pleasure while we're here on set of staying in that secret sunset room. Well, I would call it sunset room. It's also a sunrise room too, because I like to enjoy both, right? One thing I really wish though is that I knew, kind of when a sunset would be. I mean, I guess you can time in, and we're technology geeks, if you will, or nerds, or whatever you want to call it.
I took care of that.
All right.
It's a smart house. It has a computer that runs
smart
it. It
mansion.
knows the latitude, longitude, and it knows the time.
Right.
And it knows the exact second when the sun sets.
Okay.
And it
So
has
like an app, or what do you mean it knows?
It's a smart house. It has a computer that runs it.
Okay.
So I have a speaker, and what I programmed it to do is 10 minutes before sunset, it would say sunset in 10 minutes.
So a talking smart mansion house.
Right. And that was my cue to my wife. You got 10 minutes to go up to the sunset room.
Right.
And that's what she would do. She would go up to the sunset room. She got 10 minutes,
Right.
and she would enjoy the sunset.
So what does one do to get that cue? Like if I want it, and I want that cue to tell me it's 10 minutes from sunset.
If you have a smart house and you program it to do that, it has a speaker and it'll actually voice and tell you that, which is amazing.
All right, we might have to do another segment about that. And you'll probably be the excellent, perfect person to do that, right?
Right.
All right. So what else do you like? I mean, I can tell you, go on and on about the magical things I like about this house and love about this house, our mansion, smart house. What other features would you say if you were, a sales brochure, if you will, about this place?
Well, we took each room individually. My wife and I hobby is to go look at expensive houses and get ideas. We take pictures and say, we like this, we don't like that. And then when we remodel this house, we look at each room and say, what could we do to this room to make it really pop and make it really nice? And people would say, wow. And that's what we did. For each room, all the different things that we did in the house, we took that into account.
Right.
We did a lot with ceilings. We did barrel ceilings, Venetian plaster, the coffee air ceilings, and that turned out really nice.
Right. Well, with my last name being Vinson, I tend to like those type of things, and maybe it's just kind of built into the DNA, if you will. But I like to, same as you, is travel, and I'm a huge fan of a staycation, if you will, at your own house. But I think that's what's really magical about this place, is that you're at a vacation in a magical place, but every time that I'm here, I don't want to leave. Right. I don't even know that we're 30 minutes or so from Miami. Would you say 30 minutes? We can also get to the Keys, Key Largo, in about 30 miles, 30 minutes or so, but I don't want to leave. How did you, is that a science? How did you create that feel of a place where you just don't want to leave?
It has an atmosphere of a peaceful atmosphere that you can relax here and just enjoy the time. I bought a telescope, and of course we're out in the country, so there's more stars in the sky, and I got an app that shows where all the planets were, and we could see the different planets in the sky. I can impress people. I could say, okay, I look at my app and I say, that's Venus, that's Mars, and they say, well, how do you know that? And I didn't show them the app, but I could do that, right?
Well, I don't want to tell people that I'm using the app. I just want to play like I know those places.
Right. Okay. So it's just amazing. It's a very peaceful place to relax. kind of like a resort area.
Yeah.
And a calming area that we like to do.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
We had to move away from here. We lived here for about 3 years, and then I had to rent it out, the entire house, and it did okay. We had to move because my parents are elderly, and we needed to take care of them.
Right.
And we rented it out, and it worked okay. But then I figured, well, what could I maximize?
Well, like maximizing.
Income.
Yeah.
And I looked at the technology, and nowadays they have apps on the phone that can control things. For instance, booking. There's an Airbnb app that keeps track of the finance, keep track of clients, keep track of the housekeeping. In the past, you would have to buy $1,000 worth of computers with software to keep track of that. The app's free.
Right.
I was thinking about
free on both sides. Is it free? Well, I know it's free to a customer. I have it.
Well, I mean, you don't have to buy any software.
That's good.
It's a free
from
download
owner's
app.
standpoint.
Right. Free download app. So there's
low expenses.
No expense, and very easy. We get in different languages. We get people come from Germany, from the Netherlands, from England, from Canada, Czech Republic, Poland. Come from all over the world. China, they come here.
Wow. And that's only
and I have
6 months you've been operating?
Right. Less than 6 months. And I have no advertising budget.
Right.
I spend no money on advertising. They just look on the app.
Right.
And they come, they make reservations, and the money goes directly in the account.
Right.
And I can make more money doing that than I could renting the house. Plus, this has become a destination. People want to come here to have parties and weddings because it's so beautiful.
It is stunning.
And that brings in maybe 3 times the profit of renting out the rooms. And people can have weddings here and stay here. Their whole wedding party can stay here. So it fits really well. And we've discounted the prices.
Right.
So that
it doesn't have to be reachable.
The average person who's never stayed in a mansion in their life.
Right. Which is most people, I imagine.
This is affordable.
Right.
They can rent a room in a mansion.
Right.
And make it work. And
so
they
you said
experience
9 rooms, so do you need to get like 8 friends? Or what do you?
Well, they can rent 1 room.
Okay.
Or they can rent the entire house and the grounds.
Right.
But to rent 1 room is really reasonable. It's cheaper than a hotel room.
Absolutely.
And they get access to the entire grounds. So it's a new kind of model that wasn't really available 3 or 4 years ago. Because I looked into it 3 or 4 years ago and it wasn't feasible. It cost too much. Your overhead. I'd have to have a full-time person here to greet guests, keys, and advertising budget, and computer system keep track of it. Now it's on an app.
Right.
We email or text people the codes to the doors.
Oh, I love that. I was just
so there's no keys
actually. So
and maybe we don't even have to greet people.
Right.
We don't need full-time people here to meet with the people.
Right.
Some people come and go and they never really meet the staff because they don't need to.
Wow.
They can just enjoy it.
Right. So weird question, and maybe a tough question. How do you know who's coming? How do you know, dare I say, the quality of the person? If I'm standing here with a stranger, so to speak, I've met the individuals here. Everyone seems to be extremely nice, very intelligent, very friendly. But how do you protect that, or what do you do? The
apps do that for you. HomeAway or Airbnb, they pre-screen people for you. First of all, they have to have a credit card.
Well,
so they have to have some kind of credit experience to have a credit card.
Right, which means Social Security number.
And then they have to have an ID.
Right.
So they're not going to mess with you, your house, because it would mess up their credit, their ID.
Right.
And then Airbnb also has a policy for damage.
Wow. So it's insured, essentially.
You know, if you had a big party and they did a lot of damage, you're covered. That's amazing.
That's win-win for everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
So it works. It really works. And this is the new technology that wasn't available before.
Right.
It works now, and we would like to put this in all the major cities around the United States and the world. This really works. Yeah. And it's probably going to surpass the major hotel chains.
I totally agree with that, because if this was any place that I visited, I mean, any destination, especially outside of a major city where I can conduct business in Miami, or even have dinner at the top 5-star hotel or restaurant or whatever, and be able to, by 30 minutes or 30 miles, be at my own private resort and wake up with beautiful grounds like that. Why would I would do that every place, my opinion. So when you touch on that from a hotel standpoint, and really being an opportunity to bypass the hotel life and sleeping in, I guess, an individual box. And, I hate to put it in that category, but if you're not staying at a 4-star, 5-star hotel, sometimes it feels like you're just sleeping in a box waiting to travel to the next place.
Well, what we've been able to do is they have, just like eBay has reviews and things, and Amazon has reviews.
Right.
They have reviews on Airbnb and HomeAway.
Right.
So when people are booking something, they can see the pictures of the facility.
Right.
But they can see 20 or 30 reviews.
That's impressive.
And you can choose up to
five
stars.
Okay.
So you wouldn't want to book a 1-star.
No.
We get 5-star reviews.
Like, you just get a few 5-star reviews?
No, people book, they consistently rate us as 5 stars.
Wow.
When they come in the front door, you know what they say? Wow, this is a fantastic
That's exactly what
place.
you want. You want them
And
to stop
one
in
of
their
the
tracks.
one of the reasons is the value for the money.
Everybody likes value.
They pay a low amount of money
Right.
and get a high value. Everybody wants that.
Everybody wants that.
It works here.
Right.
And people want to come back and they refer.
Right.
And they give us the high 5-star rating, so other people say, hey, that place is fantastic. I want to book there.
Right. People trust other people. Or strangers.
Right.
That is a time when, I asked a question about staying with a stranger, but they don't feel like strangers, because I've stayed here many times and it feels like you're one big group and family. And when you're coming to a place and you choose and you select a place like this, sometimes you're more like than people that you do know, because I like nice things and I like the way this place looks and I like the way where it is. And if I like these things, something in my brain or past experiences draws me here. And I think that's the same thing that draws the other 8, 9 people potentially here. So I've been here and stayed overnight, and you feel like you're talking to a friend instantly. Right. I've had some of the best conversations ever. I haven't told you all of these facts, but in the kitchen, where literally I am meeting a person for the first time, and it's not awkward at all. We can talk.
It's hard if you were to stay in a hotel,
of course,
for that experience to happen.
Right.
Because in a hotel, you're segmented. The only time you see people is maybe in the common area a little bit, but you're usually running around.
It's a stressful environment. You're seeing people in a stressful environment where you check it in, check it out.
And this is an opportunity to meet other travelers on a one-to-one basis, and that's fun.
Right. Different cultures, different languages.
We get people from outside the country. One of the things they're looking for is not only to see the sights.
Right.
They want to meet the people.
Of course.
And that's what happens
and
here.
Embrace and emerge.
It works really well.
Right. I've seen it work. I've had the opportunity not only to stay here on this occasion, but to spend multiple days here. I think one time I was here for almost a week. And when I did come, full disclaimer, that first time I actually came to stay a week, I was just coming for a day to kind of check out and see how things were. I did not intend to stay that full week. It was more of that first day, I got so many things done that I said that, okay, well, if I can get that amount done, I'll stay one extra day, feel like I'm in a groove. And literally that just kept happening day after day. And I found myself traveling back to Atlanta a week later. I mean, I was refreshed. Usually you go on a resort or a vacation, you need a vacation from the vacation. I felt like I had a sufficient, vacation, and also I almost said the word education, because here, I mean, the books that are here, the experiences that are here, I think you said, is it 8 fountains or how many?
About a dozen fountains.
About a dozen undershooting the fountains. Water is a very common calming thing. I mean, not to count the natural fountains and the secret garden and the koi fish. I can go on and on. I mean, it puts me in a weird situation of talking about this because it's kind of one of those, I want everybody to know about this place, but also I almost want to keep it as a secret because it's such an amazing...
We have that. People say this is a best kept secret because, everybody books, then they can't.
Right.
And interesting thing is, a number of people have said to me, I wish I would have booked more nights here because it's so nice.
Right.
That's a very good compliment. I've heard that many times.
Right. So that's really a note for anybody out there watching, to the 200 million social media followers out there that's watching. You probably want to book this as soon as possible, and you probably don't want to do short stays. If you can do a longer stay, you might as well do it.
Well, you can do from one night to a month.
So you can do one night.
Oh, sure.
A lot of people restrict. You have to do a full weekend, which is hard sometimes.
No problem. One night.
You can do one night. What's the longest? Say, for example, if I wanted to just stay here for a month, could I do that?
Sure. And there's discounts for weekly and monthly stay.
Wow. So I could stay here in a coming place, go work in Miami for a day, have my place fully booked. Well, weird question. What if I booked it for a week and I had one meeting in midweek in Miami? Could I book this for a full week, go to Miami, leave the stuff in the room, as long as I was renting it, come back?
Of course, sure.
Wow.
The other interesting thing is we're right close to a little airport. Small little airport.
I saw that. It's like next door, right?
Yeah, just down the block.
Right.
And on weekends, they do ultralight aircraft flying around, and they have parachuting, and they have gliders. We even had one guest who came from Indiana.
Wow. Okay.
To come and stay here for 10 days so he could basically walk to the little airport
right there.
and get his glider certification, became a glider pilot.
Wow.
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
And then he's flying around and saying, that's where I'm staying.
That's home. That's where I'm eating dinner. That's amazing. So weird question. Well, maybe not so weird. I mean, I think this place appeals to someone that wants to experience a living like a millionaire or billionaire perhaps. But also I imagine you can have someone that is financially well off.
Well, we have things here that you won't find in some of the high-end houses.
Okay. Kind of things.
I got many of the ideas because my wife and I traveled in Europe and we saw castles.
Right. It feels like
for
a castle.
Kings.
Right.
And one of the ones also in Toronto, they have Casa Loma. I don't know if you've ever been there in Toronto.
No.
A guy spent millions of dollars 100 years ago, which would be a tremendous amount of money now.
Right.
And he built a castle on a hill and made secret rooms.
Wow.
And I thought, wow, that would be fun to do.
Yeah.
So in this house we have, who knows how many rooms? Is there 5? Is there 8, 9? I don't know how many. You never know.
Yeah.
Kids have fun playing hide and go seek, but we have secret rooms, and we sometimes have to leave some of the little secret rooms open, or the guests would never know they're there.
Yeah,
it adds
very well.
Has a magical feeling to it. It's fun.
Right. Well, I really like that place about it because with the hidden rooms, the magical secret garden, the magical field, the dozen fountains, it lets you feel like you live like a king or you live like a queen. And of course, that's one of the things that, in my motivational speaking and in real estate and just in life that I've taught and I teach a lot of my students to learn to feel and live like a king. And I call people kings and I call people queens and I call myself that because I think if you allow your mind to go there and you allow your mind to go to a magical place, even in normal daily life, you begin to feel that and you begin to have higher expectations for yourself and you begin to not only king of you or, king among peasants, but you're, I guess, a noble king or a noble queen, and you treat everyone around you like other kings and queens.
This is the same theme of why I developed this property.
Right.
My wife is my queen, and she calls me a king, so I needed to make a place for my wife, the queen, to be. And that's how I designed this place for her.
Yeah. So me not having a queen per se, What would you say? Would you say that this is a place where if you're only married that you bring your wife, or a wife bring your husband? Or is this for newlyweds? Is this for someone that's, kind of new in a relationship? I mean,
this is
single?
For anybody. The kids come and they have a blast
Right.
in here. And even the older people, you can see twinkles in their eyes when they see all the magical things
Right.
here.
So you're like saving marriages maybe in this place.
Not sure about that, but it's a fun place to come. It's a great destination.
Right. All right. Well, I tell you that I am already becoming a little sad about leaving this place again. But it's been a magical experience, and I know it'll be another magical experience. At Kingdom Firm, we love exploring magical places and events and investments, and I'm pretty sure that you guys are going to see a magical experience that we're going to be doing here soon, with permission of John, of course. Sure. Yeah, it's just a magical place, and I'm glad that you guys got a chance to visit us today. And John, I definitely want to thank you for sitting down with us. I know you're a busy guy. And I really appreciate everybody joining us. So this has been another episode of The Kingdom, and we really appreciate everybody joining us today. We'll see you next week. Thanks, John.
Let's begin with one.
FINTECH in Houston, we have no problem.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Brian Vinson. I would like to welcome you to Kingdom Key West.